All right.
This is madness. Madness. This is Sparta.
That was it. This is the... Should I... So it's a minute long, a minute and a half long.
You probably turn it down.
Yeah, you're right. Is that better?
A little more. A little more.
Well, I can't turn it down more than that.
Like, no,
then
like,
people,
like little, like maybe like so it's like completely quiet.
No, because then people can't hear the rest of it, and I want everyone to hear the rest of it. It's almost done. It's only 30 more seconds. This is good, right?
Yeah, this is really, truly, I mean, this is the definition of epic, folks.
All right, that's enough.
Wow. Ooh, welcome to Thought Cops episode 300, coming to you live from the mean streets of Neo Chicago. I am Officer Kevin.
I try and do something nice, and I feel like I ruined it.
It's fine.
No, I feel
No, you know what? We were kind of on the same page. I was considering doing like a whole 300 parody for this episode. You know, episode 300. The movie 300, I thought about getting ripped, like super jacked and stuff.
Yeah. You eat a chicken and you do push-ups in between takes, sort of thing. Yeah.
Didn't feel like doing that. So here we are, episode 300. For folks listening who are catching up on the backlog, they're probably thinking this is just like any other normal-ass episode of Thought Cops. But for those real heads out there, and it kind of is. Actually, this is more of a normal episode than the other 100 episode markers. But for the real heads out there who've been frothing at the mouth, waiting, wondering, when will they return?
Return. Do you get it? Return.
Right, like those statue guys on the
the
computer
statue guys.
talk like that. Yeah,
they like the movie 300.
Yeah. Is that a thing? Has 300 been claimed by the culture war yet?
I think it sort of always was part of a culture war. I think the whole, like, we're looking up to these dudes and they're not great dudes. They're,
Yeah. And there was also a time when we were like, oh, dude, Zack Snyder fucking rules. And some people do still think that, but they're wrong.
Yeah.
We all, I think after that movie, we kind of learned over time he was not so great.
That's every director, man. Here's my 2 minutes of hate. Is the fucking Oppenheimer's coming out, and so here's a question for you, Kevin. Oppenheimer or Barbie? Or are you doing Boppenheimer? Are you going to spend 5 hours at the fucking theater and watch Boppenheimer? Is that what you're going to do?
I'm glad you mentioned this, because this is so awesome that these two different movies are releasing on the same exact day.
One's the man film, the other's the woman film.
Oh, one's all
like black and dark and dreary, and the other one's pink and assaults your eyeballs with color.
This is the kind of stuff we were missing out on.
This is actually, we're kind of like, you're wearing tie-dye right now, and I'm dressed in all black. So
you're Dr. Oppenheimer.
I'm Dr. Oppenheimer. I'm fucking... Listen. I got the Bhagavad Gita right here, and I'm just gonna read. This is, I don't know if you heard this from this book before. It says, I am become death, destroy. That's an incorrect grammar.
Why does he talk like that?
I don't know.
You think that's going to be in the movie? That's got to be in the movie.
Yeah.
But it's going to be like in true Christopher Nolan fashion. You're not going to be able to even hear what he's saying.
I hate Christopher Nolan.
That last movie was a piece of fucking shit. Tenet was so bad.
Garbage. Everyone's like,
bad.
Oh, Oppenheimer, it's going to be Robert Downey Jr. is like, this is the greatest film I've ever acted in.
And all the soy boys are like, no! What about Iron Man?
Well, yeah, sure. You sounded like Nico there. But regardless of that, I'm just looking at it going like, the best thing that this guy probably made was Memento. A lot of people like those Dark Knight movies, and I think that I do too.
Yeah, they're good.
Every time I rewatch them, I go, I don't know. I don't know.
I haven't seen them in a long time, but I feel like if I do go back to them, I'm going to be poisoned with a lot of his newer movies and be like, whatever. You know, this is not the time and place for this. This is disrespectful.
It's fine, but whatever. I don't care.
We have a show to do. People don't want to hear.
Are you a Barbie girl or are you an Oppenheimer boy?
I'm going to be doing both, I think. Maybe we can do both, like a little back-to-back review for Fire Bros.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. But
the epic review to rule them all.
I'm more interested in seeing the fucking Barbie movie than I am Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
I don't.
Greta Gerwig is great.
I'm going to wait like a week or two for like reviews to come out and for people to like actually, if it's like, oh, if it's good, I will go and see it. If people are like, I couldn't understand what they were saying, I'm not going to spend my money. I don't care.
I am out on that.
That's his favorite part of filmmaking, sound mixing. He loves doing it. He does it himself. Who told him to do that instead? Honestly.
Anywho, for the folks who are listening to this or they're watching this on YouTube, like I haven't seen this channel upload in a while, or they're following us on TikTok or Instagram and they're seeing a viral clip go bonkers on the internet, do absolute iron. No, we upload a clip and it's doing fucking Oppenheimer numbers.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we put a new one out and they're like, whoa, I haven't heard from these guys in a while.
Well, and it's funny because before we went on break, we had like a deluge of new subscribers on both YouTube and on Instagram.
We do the show for 6 years and we have the biggest bump of the entire thing.
Right.
The second
and
we
then we're like, I gotta take a break. That's when things happen. Is when you take a break and, you know, all of a sudden it's like, oh, there everyone is. So hello.
If you're still here, if you didn't get tired of waiting, we're back. Normally we do this every single week, but we did
it like nearly every single week with, you know, there were a couple breaks in between.
We basically did.
It was more or less every single week for like 6 years. And, you know, life, I think it was basically just like life stuff and it just piles up. And then it's like, we're doing this week to week to week. And then it just like, you feel the crushing sensation of just like, this episode's out late. Like, we can't get this one out on time. And it's just like, let's take a step back. I got to apply for jobs. Oh, Kevin, we all have to apply for jobs. We're all poor right now for some reason, somehow. Patreon.com/ThoughtCops.
We'll get to that later on.
And so we're just like, let's just, and honestly, this was, I think, the first break because we did take like smaller breaks before, but I think this was the first time where I was like, oh, cool. I don't have to do that. Like,
honestly, no,
and that's not like a bad thing of like, oh, I hate doing this, but it was like, it's one of those things where in the past before it was like, we would take a break and I would still be like screenshotting stories for the thing. And this time I was just like, leave it. Like, it's fine. I don't have to worry about it. You know,
some guys died in a submarine. I don't give a fuck. I don't have to talk about that.
Right. I don't have to produce a hot take.
Yeah, I can just play Zelda Tears of the Kingdom until my eyes turn bloodshot.
Yeah.
Day in, day out.
Even just like, I don't know, and we've like talked about this. This is sort of, I think, part of season 2. And this was
really I want to be clear. This is
going to be all over the place.
This is still season 2. Some people are like, is this going to be season 3? Was season 2 really that short?
That'd be funny, but no. It doesn't matter. Season 2 was basically just the idea of like breaking from the old format.
Yeah, this is still like season 2.1
chain of memories.
Right. You cannot, in parentheses, not advance.
Right. Yeah, shit. What was I talking about? Just the approach to I guess this sort of does tie back into season 2 is that like the idea of like, when the submarine story happened, and there's of course like a bunch of discourse of like and I'm not above discourse, right?
I am.
Okay, well, but it's like I like talking about things, and I like deriving some little nugget of wisdom from things. But I do feel like so much of like the way that we approach topics prior to season 2 was like just very just like reactionary and reactive and stuff like that. And it's not that I don't want to talk about news, but I think that it's just one of those things where like, you know, the submarine story's happening. People are like, is it okay to laugh at billionaires? And it's like, I am glad not to be a part of this discourse or to like feel like I have to dredge up feelings about it when I don't care.
It's kind of like just watching like pigs feed.
Yeah, and we, you know, to like a certain extent,
playing in the mud and fighting over the big pile of slop.
Right. And it's not as though I don't think that some of the things that came up as a result of that discourse were worth talking about. And like obviously there's a lot of shit happening right now. Like all of Hollywood is now under strike, and you're seeing, you know, just since COVID, there's been a pilfering of, you know, $3.7 trillion from the working class, basically into Elon Musk's pocket. That's how he bought Twitter. Now there's 3 Twitters.
Oh, and, my God.
And it's just like one of those things where like you understand where it comes from, but I don't want to be like Kevin said, like wrestling around in the dirt to figure it out. I just want the important part. I don't want the part where we all like fight each other over like the arguing over semantics. It's just like I don't care about that. And so like I feel like so much of that, even like after we like cut ties with season 1 to season 2, it was like so much of that still sort of seeping its way in, and it's like, oh, this was a welcome break, because then it's like, now we don't have to, now we can just like clean slate volume 2, you know?
Yeah. And yeah, there have been, like we said, a few things that have happened. People are like, oh, I wish I could hear what their hot takes would be. Like we said, the submarine happened. We got 3 Twitters. We got Twitter, we got Blue Sky, and we have Threads. I have yet to be on Threads. I don't know why. I just haven't.
I immediately got into a fight with Arbys at Arbys official. Like as soon as I got on there, because as soon as I heard of it, everyone was like, oh, this sucks. It's like a shopping mall. It's just like all of the corporate brands and influencers are all jerking each other off. And I got really incensed to that. And I saw just a random Arbys tweet. It was like, hey, at Threads, what, like, we think your curly fry logo is cute, and I re-threaded it, I guess, and I said, silence brand, be gone. And official Arbys, I'm sitting there, I'm minding my own business. I did nothing to these people, and they threaded back at me, and they said chill. Arbys,
yo,
I've been eating their sandwiches for way too long. I've been eating their sandwiches for 30 years, and at Arbys official checkmark told me to chill.
It's gotta hurt. Sorry, man.
Not as much as their weird roast beef sandwiches hurt my digestive tract.
Pink slime. Yeah, man, that's like so dumb. It's like, at least on Twitter, when that would happen, people would put them in place, but on Threads, it's like, oh, actually, this is what this is for. And it's like, okay.
And you can't curate a feed on Threads. Like, you're just like inundated with just like everything. Like,
so it's just the For You tab on Twitter.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
it's
terrible.
it. Because on Twitter and on other, you know, Blue Sky and whatever, you're only fed the shit that, like, if you follow something, you know, or yeah, on TikTok there's that, but there's also the following tab, and there's also an algorithm that like tries to show you the type of content that you want to see, which after a while, after you use the site for a while, is cool. Threads doesn't have an algorithm. It just gives you Arbys tweets.
Yeah.
Arbys and Wendy's. And it's all the disgusting parts of corporate Twitter just let to roam free.
Arbys just responding to you like, having a normal one, I see. I think I would just like, delete my phone. I would snap it over my knee if that happened.
Oh, and another cool thing is, because it's all owned by the same company, if you sign up for Threads, you can't delete your Threads account without deleting your Instagram. Oh, so man, if you don't want it, don't sign up for it.
I mean, I guess I don't.
It doesn't matter. None of this shit matters. There's a bunch of people that are like, "Oh, they're gonna take my data." They have your data.
Yeah. It is too.
They have a camera.
Late.
shoved so far up your asshole. Like, don't my data. Your fucking data. Who gives a shit about your fucking data? They're just trying to sell you khakis. Anyway.
Well, we haven't been sitting around with our thumbs up our asses for the past 2 months.
Trying to find the cameras that are definitely there.
We've been busy, okay? We've been working on some stuff. Grant, I know you've been writing. You've got your Substack page. You got your book.
I'm working on second draft of the novel. Yeah. I also, just as of yesterday, released a new Substack article entitled "Why Men Aren't Funny."
Wait a second. That's not good for us.
That's fine.
Okay. Well,
it's good. I don't know how Substack. Just either Google "Why Men Aren't Funny" or Google Substack Grant Mooney. Basically, so the re-educationing videos that we used to do, and I don't know still what I would like. So I reused the name re-educationing. That's now like what I've titled my Substack. That's like the blog name for the articles I've been writing. They're kind of, I guess satirical, but I don't want people to hear the word satire and think like The Onion, because it's not supposed to be like it's not that type of satire. It's supposed to be like well thought out, thought provoking, semi-humorous, but I'm not trying to make it pie in the face humorous. I'm trying to do more like...
That's kind of what I've been doing.
Yeah. And not that there's anything wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But it's like, it's very much like, here, I got a... Speaking of books, this book, The Psychic Soviet by Ian Svenonius.
It's a very tiny book. I wish you guys...
very small.
Look at this at home, people. This is like the size of my palm.
But like that book and a lot of other things that he's done that are like that are very influential to me, because they're weird pseudo-academic articles that there's kind of no point in reading them, but they're really fun to read, sort of thing.
Yeah, satire doesn't have to be
it's not so
speaking
like
truth to power or some dumb shit like that.
And there's like a little bit of that in there, but it's like more so like the point isn't for me to construct a straw man to make fun of. The point is almost that I'm the straw man and I'm trying to argue with myself down back to like what a normal opinion would be, I think, sort of thing. And so that's all on my Substack.
Men will do anything but go to therapy, people.
Hey, it is therapizing. And I don't know. There's just there's something fun about writing essays on things, you know, like having a point of view and taking something that someone wouldn't have thought about, sort of holding their hand through the way. And, you know, it's not like I'm saying like men aren't funny, but I'm not saying that. And you know what? Who fucking cares?
Not all men.
What do you care?
Not all men are not funny.
Right. And also just like, what do you care? You know, I could totally see a thing where people see a headline like that and they go, "Argh." And it's like, that's not.
Is that what you want?
Not really. No, it's a reference to if you're familiar with Christopher Hitchens wrote a piece called like Why Women Aren't Funny. And it's a little bit referencey to that, but also using that to sort of like talk about comedy in a way that I feel like people don't. And there's a lot of culture war shit happening with comedy right now, and it bugs me a lot. Can't say anything anymore. That's in the piece I write about. Can't say anything anymore. It's in there.
Control F, type that in, and you'll get on it right away.
Or just read the whole thing. It's
39 entries found in
it's
this
20
article.
Pages long. It's very long.
Yeah.
Sorry ahead of time. But
this is what it's nice to take a break for, because we can work on other things. You know, we aren't just Thought Cops officers Kevin and Grant. You know, we have lives outside of this. Been doing a lot of hard drive stuff and running a whole lot of stuff for them. Hope you guys saw the N64 article. I think that eventually came out after the episode we did record about it.
Yeah.
Beyond anyone's control. So that's out there. Started writing for Nintendo Life recently, which is pretty cool. What else?
Wrote a real nice article about Stardew Valley.
Yeah, Stardew Valley and love, and apparently why people should be in therapy. And then I'm also you know, not doing the podcast. I started to get withdrawal. I'm going to be honest. I felt like I was enjoying the break, and I did need it and enjoy it, but I felt this itch for a long time, and it felt like I did guest on a handful of other shows.
Right.
I feel like I just got asked to do a bunch of stuff randomly while I didn't have the show.
Oh, must be nice.
To actively
must
promote.
Be nice.
Hey guys, we're both available.
Must be nice. Yeah, I'm just sitting here. Must be nice.
Listen, if you don't have 60 minutes to talk about Super Mario RPG,
I have.
But can you fill that time?
Entire streams worth of talking about Super Mario RPG. You want to talk about Super Mario RPG? I'll come on your podcast. I'll talk about Super Mario. Not the same video game on the same podcast, but like there's other video games. There's other podcasts.
Super Mario RPG remix.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I'm just saying it was nice to do because it felt like every time I was I'm like, I don't know if I know how to do this anymore. It's been like a freaking month. I don't know if I know how to talk into a microphone anymore. But
this is the stupidest. Oh, sorry, never mind. This is the hardest job in the world.
It is the hardest fucking job in the world.
Job in the world.
But it is also the most rewarding job in the world. You will never work a day in your life if you podcast to a relatively small audience.
Yeah.
And no, I felt like every time I would do these like appearances, it was like, man, I miss doing my own show, but it was like I got to like thrive in this environment that it was like, man, I really do. Fuck, man, I love podcasting. I feel like this is what I really enjoy doing a lot. I know there's a whole lot of podcasts out there, so if you're listening to this one, we appreciate it. There's a lot of crap out there. Avoid it at all costs. Stick around here. You will not be disappointed.
It's true. It's a comfy space.
Yeah. We'll treat you very well. But yeah, it's nice to be doing this again. And I still would like to branch out and do more stuff, but it was just these little glimpses into, these realizations where you can take the man out of the podcast, but you cannot take the podcast out of the man. For those listening, I'm holding a gun and pointing it at the screen.
I don't know if the 300 video was cringier or that, but
well, maybe we could like do both at the same time with like a remix.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think also too, like my whole thing with the pod, like your subconscious works on things when you're not doing them, when you're doing things constantly, you don't really have time to like catch up with yourself sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I think a big part of like, because same thing, it was like, oh, it's nice not to have to do this. You get some space, you get to relax. You don't have to like scroll through news stories and make yourself miserable. But at the same time, like I was sitting there thinking like what would it be like to bring it back? What types of different things can we do with it? Like what types of different guests can we have on?
Yeah,
because like
we're gonna get a lot of new people on here, so stay tuned. We're gonna have some old faces too. Plenty of familiar faces.
But I think also like a thing with like we've had like an approach of like we want to get on like people within the comedy realm or people within like the weird Twitter realm or people that are like certain whatever, and it's
drill
like
confirmed. Just kidding.
That'd be cool.
Don't get your hopes up, people.
But, I mean, shit, so much of this is literally just like every show when you boil it down is just a talk show, and it's like we could interview literally anybody, and not to say like, oh, we have Conan O'Brien on next week, but also just
I heard he needs a friend.
We could like interview people that are like way outside the scope and do like a really interesting thing about like maybe something we've never talked about before. Maybe we have, instead of like comedians and like video makers and stuff like that, why don't we do like have a musician on? Have an artist on, like just different weird things like that. And then like ask them questions that sort of relates back to some of the stuff that we talk about regularly without dredging them through the bullshit of talking to them about the trending news on Twitter.
Yeah, promote your crap. No, let's get to Elon Musk.
Yeah. And I think also obviously too, like booking certain guests and stuff like that. It takes time. It takes time to interview. It takes time to set up an interview, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I think that there's going to be
hardest job in the world.
A little bit of back and forth between like maybe, a certain interview with a certain guest and then doing an episode like this where we're just sort of bullshitting, and doing whatever, talking about whatever. But I think that my subconscious was working that out, like in terms of like, if we're coming back and we're trying to do things different and whatever, like what do I want that to look like? What do I want that to be like? How can we sort of like live up to the name Thought Cops. And you think for once, I think that's a big thing with this show is, we're trying to practice what we preach here. And there's a whole bunch of people that are reacting. And I'm over here saying, why not take a second and, think a little bit. Take a breather and let your brain breathe, You know what nobody gives us enough credit for? This is going to be the whole, nobody really gives us enough fucking credit for. No, the fact that, we've been around for 6.5 years. Right. And in internet time, that's a long time. Yeah. That's a long time to do something relatively consistently, aside from the one break we just took. But we're back. All right. We're still consistent. This is going to be a blip on the radar once we keep going and going and going. But nobody gives us enough credit for doing this for so long. We've been doing, we're a legacy product. We're basically, there's so many things that have existed for a shorter time than Thought Cops. And guess what? They're a lot more successful too. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. Well, it is weird too, though, to think of like how many things have come and gone, like even projects that like we have someone on and then it's just like, you look back at some old episodes and you're like, what the fuck ever happened to that person? Yeah. Not all of them. You don't have to wonder that. But some of them you're just like, oh, where'd this person go? Oh, like this project collapsed and whatever. And sometimes these are people that are like way like bigger than us, or, they had something that like exploded and then they stopped doing it. And it's just like, I've never had that ambition to have like such a short term, and I know that things sometimes just blow up in your face and whatever, but like I've always wanted to just like keep going, keep evolving and keep trying to do new things and different things and stuff like that. And you see sometimes people just blow off the face of the earth and you're like, oh, what have you been up to? And they're like, literally nothing. And you're like, holy shit. Hiding. Holy shit. I've been hiding. Some of them have been hiding and for good reason. Honestly, I wish more people would go into hiding. Y'all can quite honestly go bye-bye, some of you. We're also, we're doing Patreon still, Fire Bros bonus episodes. And we're going to be doing those a lot more. I know I said that before the hiatus, and we were doing them a lot more. Then we went on hiatus, and then we're going to continue doing them a lot more. We're going to be recording one very soon with our friend Josh, aka Sleep Science. We're going to talk about The Bear season 2. That's going to be out pretty soon. Recording it very soon. And I just want to say, we want to bump up the Patreon a lot more. And I know we kind of made the Patreon like 5 years ago and kind of kept it the same thing the whole time, and we had to talk, me, you, and Zwick about like, okay, what can we change here? What can we fine tune? So that's going to be. Do we still have the $10 tier? Did we take that down a while ago? I think we do, but I don't think anybody's subscribed to it. Only if you want to be. Well, I don't know. Nice. You could still do that. Or if the last person. I don't know. I would have to check, but I think that I think that there was like one more person that was on the $10 tier, and when they took it down, I think we might have taken down the $10 tier. Right now, there's only 2 tiers. There's a $2 and there's a $5. We were talking about maybe bumping the $2 up to $3. If you can't afford that, I'm sorry. I can't afford my lifestyle now, which is why I spent the past 3 months applying for jobs. Inflation. I still don't have one. So we're working on that. So patreon.com/thoughtcops. It would help us out a lot if you donate, even because right now it's just $2 a month. You get bonus episodes of Fire Bros. We are aiming to do those. Well, I don't want to commit to anything, but we're aiming to do them at least on a consistent schedule. More often. 1 to 2 times a month, I think, should be. Yeah. I would say. I will say 1 to 2. 1 to 2. At least once a month. Once a month would be. Yeah. Even shit that like whatever we're reviewing something sort of thing. Yeah, and we're gonna work out if we can find something for higher tiers and things like that along the way. But I think like just having at least like. Just, so little, like just for $2 a month. Right. It's like just a price of a cup of coffee. I think, less than a cup of coffee these days. Am I right? Thanks, Biden. But yeah, I think maybe consolidating a little more and then from that little nugget trying to do more outgrowth sort of thing. Yeah. So I think that'd help. We also talked about, I know in the past, we've done like, if you pay us $5 a month or whatever, like you can listen to the episodes live. A lot of people used to do that. Basically, no one does anymore. It's kind of become a technical pain in the ass for us to get all of this shit set up. I don't know how much people can see here, but the multiple cameras, the multiple everything, to take all of this to record and to stream to an audience of like 1 or 2 people on Discord has not been feasible for us anymore. So we're going to take that down, and we're going to try and find some other uses for the $5 tier and whatever. I think right now there's also like early access to videos, which I would like to also maybe do some more videos and stuff like that. But I also think, like, just like we were saying, just simplify, strip a couple things down. If y'all have any suggestions, you know, thoughtcopspodcast@gmail.com. You can either write us an email or you can leave us a voicemail or whatever you want to do, you know?
Also, the Discord server. You know what I'm proud of? You know what else nobody gives us enough credit for?
Maintaining a community.
Yes. We haven't been doing the show for 3 months, but our Discord server has been alive like we never stopped. Right. People are in there every day talking about things that mostly don't have to do with the show, but they are still in there talking every day. So if you want to be a part of our family, join the server. It's in the episode description. If this is on YouTube, just like I'm pointing down, it means
somewhere there.
Scroll down and find it. If you're listening to this on Spotify or any of the other applications, obviously find it in the episode description. Join the server. It's a lot of fun. A lot of genius, like-minded individuals sharing funny pictures of animals and things like that.
Yeah, sure.
It's a good time. Speaking of our community, though,
what
we should listen to some voicemails.
Oh yeah, well, I had like one more thing.
Yes,
I wanted to get to. So yeah, because I think this episode may be also a little shorter. Which honestly, again, new season, new post break, new whatever. A lot of times people would be like, wow, you guys, 1.5 hour long episode, 2-hour episode. What are you talking about? And it's like, I don't know. So, you know, sometimes it's like, I look at some of the episodes that we do, and sometimes where we're like we're interviewing someone and we're scrambling to like, oh, but we still have to get to this. We can also just do shorter episodes. It doesn't matter. Like, I think sometimes people may appreciate that. They might go, oh, 30-minute long episode. I can listen to this on my bus ride or whatever. Yeah. I don't want to aim for 30 minutes, but that's just like a thing. It's our show. We can do whatever we want. But that being said, it's maybe a shorter episode. We'll see. We'll see. We got a lot of voicemails because there's like 15 voicemails.
I know y'all missed our asses,
but I'm going to be moving soonish, so this whole space, this whole setup, hopefully will look a little bit better.
Don't get used to
in
this.
About a month. Yeah, so this will be, we'll see how the next couple of weeks worth of episodes go, but this may be one of the last episodes filmed in this apartment. But it's also good because moving to a little bit of a bigger space, and there will be a little bit more of like, we'll have space for a dining room table, and we'll also have like a countertop, which, you know, we can still maybe use that, but it won't be one that's like pushed up against the wall. It'll be like an island countertop, and we can either record there, or we'll have more space, and I'll have like an office space where like if we do Zoom recording and stuff like that, can use that space instead of this. And this has been like, you know, cool and whatever, but the space will be different, and then whatever follows in suit of that is we'll figure it out. But in addition to having an office space, I am also then hoping to start back up with the Twitch streams.
Oh yeah,
hopefully do them like once a week. It's hard living in an apartment with your girlfriend. You have one TV. It's a loft style. And to be like, hey, could I stream for Leo the Incredible and Zwick, who are the only two people that are watching me stream right now? Do you mind if I monopolize the TV and play video games and sort of tune you out and just sort of talk to myself, but at people that are watching, even though nobody's watching?
She's like, I thought you'd never ask.
It's like I always just like feel bad doing that. So it's like I just didn't stream for like a long time, like as a result. But now that we'll have like separate, like, you know, an office, like a living space, like now that there's going to be a little bit more of like a spread outedness. Hopefully Twitch stream, I would like to aim for once a week. That hopefully may start within the next month or two. And I also would like to
Twitch streams on there. You can already watch those.
Does he?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Wow, okay, I don't watch those.
Yeah, well, I get the notifications that we have gone live.
Cool.
So
yeah,
the channel's active, folks.
Yeah, I don't know what he's up to on there. Apparently, yeah. I don't know if it's good or not. I hope that it is. I think I called in once, which was a weird experience to call into my own stream, but
that feels wrong.
Speaking of calling in, I also would like to do like some kind of a call-in show. I don't want to rip off the PPS too much, but just some sort of like,
there's a million
again, it's a talk show. This is just a talk show. We're just doing a talk show. So just some sort of like weekly something, get some people in, you know, not just me screaming while playing Dark Souls or screaming while playing Super Mario RPG, whatever.
Gotta stream that remake, man. It's gonna be it's gonna break the internet.
I'm excited for that. I'm also excited for the other Mario Wonderland, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. So
looking good.
I think that's it. If we should move to voicemails, is moving to voicemails? Is that-
Yeah. Let's. You know what? Because last time we did that whole like it was like the call center episode.
Yeah.
This is going to be kind of like that, except a lot more organized, and people don't. They already left the voicemail. We're just gonna. This is where we want to hear from you guys because it's been too long since we've done the show, and we are worried about you, quite frankly. And we have a lot of voicemails we want to get to. You know, people are going to be saying, "Hey, congratulations on 300 episodes." They're going to say, "Hey,
fuck you,
go and fuck yourself."
That's fine,
which is valid.
Yeah,
that is so valid.
Hey, man, I wake up every morning, I look in the mirror, and I say that to myself. So you know,
yeah,
you and me both, pal.
You couldn't hurt Grant more than he already hurts himself.
Yeah. You know, I used to, you know, my dad used to, he used to put on the table, you know, he used to put a wooden spoon and a belt and a machete.
Oh, for a second, I'm like, this is like really dark.
And he used to say, pick one. And I used to say, I picked the machete.
Uh-huh.
And you may be wondering, why didn't you pick the belt? And my response to that is, because fuck him.
Yeah, it's pretty morbid.
That's Good Will Hunting.
Okay, I was like, it sounds like a freaking movie, man.
Yeah, it is a movie. Yeah, it's Matt Damon.
Classic.
Yeah,
classic actor. One of these prima donnas who's on strike. Oh, I want my money.
You know what a big problem right now is with all the actors on strike, and they're not allowed to do any sort of like promotional anything.
Mm-hmm.
So the movie studios are reaching out to like just influencers on TikTok to like do promotion for them.
Only a matter of time.
Technically, they're like scabs, right? Like they're scabbing, and there's like been a huge uproar within the influencer community about you know, the ethics of promoting while, you know, people are, you know, trying to what was the one quote that some movie executive said? We're basically trying to string this out to make them homeless. That was a quote that came out.
Really, really nasty. Really, really evil.
Really fucked up.
They said it's going to be a cold Christmas, so we'll see.
Yeah. Well, speaking of cold Christmases, if you'd like to leave us your own voicemail, 312-788-7361. Also, yeah, we've been trying to also do, in addition to voicemails, if you don't want people to hear your voice, maybe you have a shitty voice. I don't know you. maybe you do, maybe you don't. If you don't want to, you can always just pen us an email. It's not really a pen. You don't use a pen, but that's sort of just like what the word means is you can just write us a nicely worded letter. You can do some sort of like a question.
Yeah.
You can send us those, or you could send us a voicemail. Right now, we have about 15 voicemails to get through. So let's hear from our fans.
Hey, Club Cops, it's Spaghetti. I don't know if you guys have recorded episode 300 yet or not, but I just wanted to say
he left this voicemail 3 months ago,
and you guys are cool, and I would love to crack open an ice cold Dr. Pepper with you guys sometime.
Thank you.
Ooh, ice cold Dr. Pepper. Put that in the freezer.
Wow, what a specific drink. I wonder why he mentioned that.
It's also funny, like, not doing a podcast and then remembering that you're like, oh, spaghetti. People are just named things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Spaghetti, cereal.
For real?
Well, cereal, Albert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's next?
Just because we had our good friend Josh, aka Sleep Science, over for a party a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was St. Patrick's Day. And it's sort of like, it was like a big meshing of the friend group, sort of like my friends and then my girlfriend's friends. And then everyone's intermingling. This hasn't happened before. It'll never happen again. No, I'm kidding. It'll happen again. But
maybe next year.
And Sleep Science, aka Josh, is talking, and he's talking about this guy cereal. And it's like, Josh, you're around people that don't know what you're talking about.
Well, he is like defended this point and said like, well, I only did it once. I was talking about the Discord.
I was being specific.
Yeah.
It's like you're referring to a man whose name is Cereal.
I mean, you know what? If that's what he goes by, I mean,
that's like accidentally getting sprayed in the face with like.
He has 2 fake names too.
Who is Cereal? Oh yeah. But that's like accidentally getting sprayed in the face with the fluid that's inside of like the red pill in the Matrix. Just like cereal. What the fuck? What is cereal? You're talking cereal? That's a name of a person that you're talking about.
I mean, it's weird enough to be like interviewing someone named Cheesy. Cheesy, tell me about
who may be on the show again soon. So
we'll see.
Speaking of being on the show, we're on it right now. Here's the second voicemail.
Hey, this is Zwick. My 2 minutes of hate is that we've made it to 300 episodes, and there's no like fan art of us fucking each other.
Okay.
Well,
and that needs to change.
No, it doesn't.
I'm thankful for the fan art that is out there, but we need some Rule 34 stuff.
No.
Go nuts.
Go nuts, man.
Come on. Congratulations to you guys. That's a pleasure to work with you.
Thank you.
We couldn't have done it without you, Zwick. Thank you so much.
Maybe we could have done it without you. I don't know. I'm not a future man.
Probably not.
Yeah,
you're real.
Right.
Probably not.
I fucking couldn't do any of this shit.
Also, there is Mpreg. Go to the episode.
That was episode 100.
100, yeah. It feels like, God damn, I remember that for like, we got to 100 episodes and now we're at 300. It's like, we'll just listen to some voicemails.
It doesn't feel like that long ago for me, but then I think back to like everything that's happened since, and then I'm like, I'm old. I'm dying. Help. Yeah. Speaking of dying, here's the next voicemail.
Hey, Thought Cops. Dilbert here.
Hello,
Excited
Dilbert.
for post-time skip Thought Cops episodes. Looking forward to see what cool new powers you guys got during this hiatus. Laters.
Thank you.
Post
Kevin,
time skip. Yes. So this is typically, we're talking about things like Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z, Naruto to Naruto Shippuden. Characters will have there's a little time gap. They may disappear. I'm going to go train for a while. I'll see you in 3 years. So for us, it's been 3 months. What have I learned in the 3 months? The job market's terrible.
I didn't realize how many scam jobs are just kind of allowed to be out there.
Yeah.
How many places where you apply somewhere and then you get a call back within like 30 minutes and you're like, oh, that can't be right. You didn't have time to look at my resume, and you get an email that's like, hey, we'll call you and we'll describe the job to you. And we're like,
oh, it's bad.
No, that's not how applying for a job works, sir or ma'am or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
and then you Google the name of, the company, and then you put the word scam after it, and people are like, oh yeah, that's a scam. And you're like, fuck.
Yeah, I was like almost going to go to an interview, and I'm like, let me just double check. I'm like,
I was going to do like a Zoom interview.
Yeah, never mind.
No.
Yeah, it sucks. But I've also, I kind of learned a lot. I made my own website, kevinpotus.com, just for my portfolio of work to show off like all the different stuff I've done. Cause I'm like, I just, there's a lot of things where I'm like, I should probably have this or I should do that. And I think having this break, I kind of was able to look at a lot of stuff and be like, really, expand on that stuff a lot more, just because I have been doing a lot and I want to show that off instead of just being like mentioning that it happened.
Yeah.
Because that's what these people want. And when they're looking, they want to see tangible evidence.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like they don't care. I feel like you can lie. You can lie.
I mean, well, you can lie, but
I'm not saying
you
that
got to make it look good. You got to make it look.
You got to make it look good, and it's like George Costanza once said, it's not a lie if you believe it. So,
yeah. But I think we could. Yeah, I think we could probably speak for both of us. We've been doing a lot of writing during the time skip, and I think that it's made us bigger brained somehow.
Yeah, I mean, I do. Oh, I was sort of talking about what to do with like the re-educationing videos, and I don't know if this is a thing that I want to do or not, but like taking the articles that I've written and then just saying them in front of a camera. I don't know if I want to do that or not.
You could look a video essay.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's just not like a video essay about like 31 reasons why BBC's Sherlock sucks or whatever the fuck. It's like. It's just, here's my opinion on...
You have to say like, such and such thing is an underrated masterpiece, or the reason why blank is a critical failure. This is how, like, if you want to appeal to Zoomers, you have to, like, do this kind of stuff.
Well, that's part of the... Except I don't, because then people don't, like, watch your shit and they don't interact with it. They just say, they see your thumbnail and they're like, look at this shit. And then you say, the automatic defense is, you didn't even read it. You didn't even watch it. You didn't whatever. And it's just like, I don't care. I don't, who cares the fuck about most of this shit? It's absolutely meaningless. Speaking of meaningless, here's the next voicemail.
Hey, Five Cops, it's your buddy. I don't even know who it is. I'm watching this movie called The Jackal with Bruce Willis and Richard Gere. They made Richard Gere Irish, and it sounds like
what is
he's
he
like doing a dub for a Lucky Charms commercial. It's fucking embarrassing. Why do they keep casting like types like white people to play other types of white people that they're not?
Because they're racist.
That's almost worse than blackface, if you ask me. Just because, like,
we don't need that.
It just don't track. Give me your thoughts. Give me your take. I want to know what the fuck's going on. How can we stop these Hollywood sickos from trampling over the suffrage of the Irish? They've never lived a potato famine.
We're gonna make them homeless. Sorry, go ahead.
Sign. Certainly not fucking Richard Gere. Let me know what you think. Bye bye.
Well, I actually think that this has been resolved with the bear. It's supposed to be an Italian family, and like all the actors are like,
they're like Italian American,
Irish. I thought, aren't those? I saw some post on Twitter where someone's like, it's hilarious how they try to portray an Italian American.
Oh my god, they're white.
And all of the actors are clearly Irish.
How the fuck do you know like what type of white person a white person is? Like, yes, there are some obvious like. I think we all know someone who looks like very Greek, and you're like, oh yeah, you're a very Greek person. But like, the difference between like, oh, does this person look British or Scottish? It's like, I don't fucking know, man. I don't fucking know. I think that a thing that, really they can probably do more is, there's like Irish actors you can just like, I don't know, have you seen the show Dairy Girls?
Mm-mm.
Incomprehensible. If you're speaking in an Irish dialect, I should not be able to understand you. That's the main thing is I don't know what I need subtitles because I can't understand what they're saying. You know, it's just like, holy shit. That is not how in my head, like the Lucky Charms guy sounds. It's like, oh, that's very like rustic, rural, Irish, deep, just like, hey, you did that. You're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Like some of the it's the same alphabet, but some of the letters are entirely different sounds sometimes. It's very confusing.
Just get if you're looking for Irish actors, just take from Dairy Girls, take from whatever. Just take those people. They're good actors. You know, I'm tired of, here's a problem with Hollywood that I have. I'm tired of fucking looking at the same people all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
Timothée Chalamet, I am so tired of his face and having people tell me that him and Tom Holland.
Wait, you're not excited for Wonka? The story of Willy Wonka?
Timothée Chalamet and Tom Holland. I'm tired of people trying to pretend that these are adult men. They are not.
No.
They're little boys. They're children. Sorry. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
It looks bad.
And they want more fucking money too.
Oh,
come on. What are they going to buy? Legos?
Yeah. Here. Speaking of Legos, here's the next voicemail.
This better be about Legos.
Hello.
Hey, Cyclops. It's your boy, Brandon Kirkman. Heard you're having your 300th episode. I'm calling with this voicemail on the wire, day of 7/15 because it's my daughter's first birthday. Tomorrow I'm at G-Fest, the Godzilla Fest in Rosemont, to talk a panel about Godzilla 98. A lot going on for your first point, but I still always make time for my lovely voice. I have to ask you an important question on the 300th episode. Probably the most important question I've ever asked. This is going to be a fuck, marry, not a kill situation, because neither of them are billionaires, which are the only people who deserve death. But it's a fuck, marry between Wario and Waluigi. Please take this seriously. Remember, it's a life-altering decision for whoever you pick. Don't pick poorly. I love you, boys. 300 great episodes. I say 300 more. Maybe 600 would definitely be good, but like after that, that's...
Joe Rogan's done over 1,000, so we're trying to dethrone the king, so thank you.
All right, bye.
And there's the flush.
Did he do fuck, marry, kill, but forget the kill part, and it's just fuck or marry Wario Waluigi? That is the most important question he's asked so far.
Get married and have some a side piece, basically. This is the easiest answer in the world for me. Fuck Waluigi, because he's got some goofy guy dick down there. Huge. He's packing something huge. And Wario, you want to marry him because he has so much wealth.
Shit, that is the right answer.
Yeah.
That is both, yeah. Everyone wants to see Waluigi's dick. No one cares about, like, Wario's penis.
His penis probably looks like his nose, like a little pink.
It looks like him.
Yeah.
And yeah, Wario, like, that's canonically, like, the whole thing with, like, have you seen, like, the close-up of Waluigi's hat?
I've not seen
all of it. So this is you need to know this as a as a journo.
Yeah, I am a game journo now.
As a game journo, if you look at Waluigi's hat, you'll notice the rest of the Mario characters, they all have embroidered letters on their hats. Waluigi's is a sticker. You know why it's a sticker? Because he's fucking poor. Because he don't got no job.
That is so sad. You think his friend would like bail him out or buy him a better hat at least?
I guess I don't know, but yeah, he's got so much gold.
Well, there you go, Brandon. Thank you. Happy birthday to your daughter. Cannot believe it's already been this quick. And good luck at the panel. Talking about Godzilla and all of his friends, like King Kong.
Yeah, what did he say? What's the panel? I feel like I talked over him. And
he's at a kaiju convention in Rosemont.
Oh, cool.
He's on a panel for talking about that. What else would you do there? I'm on a panel talking about something else that's not kaiju related. It has to be.
I don't know, but if kaiju were to exist, whoever out there is capable of making that happen, you could do something very funny in Rosemont, Illinois this weekend. But you don't have to. You don't have to. I'm just saying that you could. If you had one and you were hoping to unleash it, now would be the time and the place. Could you imagine?
They would love it. Like, I'm getting trampled to death by fucking I can't think of a single other one right now, but I'm getting trampled to death by one of the big guys.
Gamera.
Does he fly? That's why I didn't want to.
That's the turtle one. I don't know. I figure they all fly, right?
They fly now? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they all fly.
Speaking of, here's the next voicemail.
I thought, Cops, it's me, Peter Griffin.
Holy crap.
I just want to keep this short and say congratulations on a big 300.
Thank you, Peter. Holy shit.
I can't believe that's him.
He kind of sounded a little bit exasperated. I hope
he sounded out of breath.
Yeah, I hope he's okay.
He's probably fine. I think he just kind of is like that.
Yeah. We're going to end up working for that AI one day.
Oh, yeah. I probably already do. Yeah. Let's be honest.
Let's hit the next one.
Hey, guys. What's up, man?
Hello.
I just want to vent a little bit to you guys, if that's all right.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
If you're cool with that, if I can do that with you real quick.
We don't have a choice.
Let's wrap.
Yeah, I mean, I try to, limit myself from using too many apps and stuff. But, I don't have a TikTok or anything, but I'm still guilty of, watching TikTok. My friends will send me little clips and stuff. And I'm sure this guy I'm going to be talking about is on other apps. But, everybody probably knows this guy, Carnivore MD. You know what I'm talking about?
Kevin, do you know Carnivore MD?
I don't. Sorry.
I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to read. I Googled his name, on Google. I just typed in Carnivore MD, and I'm just going to read you the first sentence.
I'm going to do that right now, too.
My name is Paul Saladino, MD. I'm much more interested in optimal health.
Oh, I think I have heard of this guy.
Than in dogmatic adherence to a mainstream narrative.
That's the rest of the voicemail. He didn't say anything else. He's just like, I'm going to read this and drop it in your laps, and you fucking deal with the hot pile of shit that I've created.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, it doesn't sound healthy.
Also, what?
I don't know.
You mean to tell me that this guy's name is Saladino?
Wait a second.
And that he's telling people to only eat meat? What am I in? Wait, hold on. Let me do my Timothy Chalamet impression. Scratch that. Reverse it. Is that good?
Yeah. Doesn't he do that in the Wonka trailer? Have you seen?
Yeah,
have you seen
that's what I'm doing.
It's so magical.
Yeah. Scratch that. Reverse it.
Yeah. God, that's so stupid.
It's like a reference to the first film, but it's like, man, I keep seeing now that that's coming out, I keep seeing videos of Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka, and it's like, oh, he's so much better. He's like a real actor.
Yeah.
Like Timothy Chalamet is a little boy. Like he was great in Dune.
Yeah,
but
I do like him sometimes.
Dune is the story of a 15-year-old boy's coming of age story.
Yeah, he's not there
And so
yet.
I'm like, yeah, that's a teenager. And then they're like, oh, here, he's a career man now. He's going for a job as a chocolatier. And I'm like, aren't there child labor laws?
Not in Britain.
Yeah, well, that's what Dickens wrote about. So,
But yeah, it really fucked up. The guy's name is Saladino.
Yeah, I forgot we were talking about that.
He's fucking Italian too. What I'm assuming. That's stupid.
The internet has.
I don't pay him any mind with his whatever counterculture meat lifestyle.
You know what is if anyone out there is looking into getting into grifting, here's a good way to get a video.
Take notes
with 100,000. Here, you know what? I'm going to be right back real quick. Hold on, give me 1 second. It's just gonna take 1 second.
Okay, he's grabbing something from the cupboard.
Don't say what it is.
I won't say. I don't know what that is.
So here's how to get really big on TikTok. Is you go to a grocery store, you film a video in a grocery store, you go, you take your camera, you have a friend with the camera, they're filming you, you walk up to any shelf. This is what this guy does, by the way. You walk up to any shelf and you grab whatever you see. Right? I grabbed the first thing I saw, which is craisins, which, as we all know, they're dried cranberries. They add like some sugar to them. This is 50% less sugar because diabetes part 2 runs in my family. So I don't want to be eating all this sugar. And also, like, they're craisins. What do I need? Extra sugar on my craisins? What am I, a baby? What am I, Willy Wonka, played by Timothée Chalamet? And so you go, you want to know how to live longer, don't you? Like, that's we all want the key to immortality is one thing you don't want to buy, and you just grab it and you just go, craisins. Now look here, look at the thing on here is you're reading where the I guess the ingredients is just craisins, dried cranberries. Here, ingredients: dried cranberries, sugar, soluble corn fiber, glycerin, sucralose. You go, sucralose?
Oh boy.
Sucralose. Do you know what's in sucralose? Do you know what sucralose is? It's killing you. It's giving you cancer. It's making your hair grow on your palms. You do that, you make a video like that, and then people go, let me buy your ebook.
Also, they've gone woke, too.
They've gone woke.
I think I saw that. Let me see.
Oh, cranberries have gone woke now?
Yeah, it says right here, soy.
And then there's, oh, God. And then there's people that will make videos saying, like, hey, here's the science behind why what you just said is stupid. And they will block them. And then that's it. And you just make millions telling people, hey, I can cure cancer by you eat meat. I don't know if he's saying that. I don't want to get sued. I'm saying that's how you would make a video that would go super viral. You could sell an ebook. That's how you would do it.
If that's something you want to do.
That's something you want to do. That's between you and God.
It's a living.
Speaking of God, here's the next voicemail.
Hey, what's up, man?
What the fuck?
What up, cuz? No, I'm lying. I'm playing with y'all. Man, there's one thing I got something to get off my chest real quick, man. I got nobody to talk to, man. I wanted to call some. You guys had your phone number listed on your Instagram story and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to cuss, man. I'm not trying to cuss anymore, but yeah, I saw your phone number on your Instagram story and stuff, man. And I wanted to call y'all, let y'all know something that kind of been on my mind. I called in to I'm not going to leave him nameless, though. I'm going to leave him nameless. This guy, he's a comedian. I got called this podcast one time. Same kind of thing I'm doing right now with the voicemail stuff, right?
Yep.
And I start getting on the call with him.
So 50 seconds worth of you could have cut this.
Okay, this is what he did. He was like, no bits. And it kind of got under my skin a little bit, man. Because I'm just calling, like, you're a comedian? I understand you don't want me to take none of that spotlight from you, none of that flame.
Yeah, you're taking this from us right now.
Away from you. I understand that, bro, but like, no bits, bro. I'm just I'm talking to you, man. I ain't got nothing funny. I'm trying to talk to you. Like, what's the big deal? You got somewhere to be. Oh, man. Anyways, I just wanted to call y'all. Love what y'all doing, man. Y'all stay cool, man.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good rest of the day. Stay up, stay blessed. Don't let the world get you down. You know what I'm saying, man? Anyways, peace.
Later. Yeah, no bits. So we clearly...
That's honestly a good rule. We should instill... No, I'm kidding. I do love when people get a little like pearl clutchy about like, yeah, you're a fucking comedian doing a dumb shit. Like, whatever. I don't know. I like to think that we're more than just a comedy show, that we're like an enhancement of, there's comedic aspects. But again, I always go back to, this is a talk show. We're funny people. We have comedic pursuits, but it's a talk show, and so sometimes people just have like straight up comedy. They just they pie each other in the face. One of them goes to poke the other guy, and then he does this with his hands, where he, puts his hand in between his eyes, and then the other guy, he takes both fingers from, and then pokes with both. And so what I'm saying is that sometimes there's shows like that, and it's like, oh, don't upstage me, and it's like, well, why are you taking callers? Like,
yeah, I think that was like one of Johnny Carson's rules too. He's like, no bits.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're gonna have a bit, just have it be a good bit. There's good Peter Griffin, top bit. Best
Peter
bit
Griffin on SNL had me in stitches. See, that's the risk you do when you leave a voicemail with a bit. Well, it better be good. You know, we're not going to say no bits, but you know, if the bit's not good, we will comment that was. I don't know what the bit was there. It sounds like he was putting on a character. I'm going to leave it there, and I guess you could consider that a bit.
Yeah, that's a good bit. Every once in a while, the Majority Report, which I listen to not frequently. I used to listen to it a lot more, but I'll tune into the Majority Report every once in a while. And it's a serious political talk show where, like, you know, every episode they do like an in-depth journalistic interview with someone who's like an expert in a field or some sort of like a political figure. Like they have like the meat and potatoes, but it's also sort of like a goofy, silly, fun show. And one thing that I like about the show is that anybody can call in, like at any point in time. They put their phone number up so much as we do, but they take live calls. They don't do any screening. They take live calls. And you know, if like you're someone of some kind of notoriety or something and you want to like call in and like debate or disagree or like argue or something like that, you can just call their show and just do whatever. And of course, they don't screen it and they don't tell you you can or can't say whatever. Everyone has the phone number and you can just call them, right? And every once in a while, someone will go on there with a bit and like sometimes it kills. And they're like, this is hilarious. Someone calls in pretending to be like Rush Limbaugh burning in hell or something like that. And they're like, that's funny. That's hilarious. Whatever. Sometimes people call in pretending to be, you know, Jordan Peterson, and they just like hang up and they're like, you tried. We can't fault you. We gave you the phone number.
Yeah, but
you tried.
It's wrong to say no. I think it's wrong to say no bits. What are they supposed to do? You know?
Well, this is also the difference between a comedy show and like a political show, but yeah.
Speaking of bits, let's hear the next voicemail.
I also don't know how many voicemails we're in. Like, it's sort of jumbled.
Let's keep going.
It jumbled the numbers. I think it's doing them in numerical order, which I didn't want for that to happen, but it's doing that. So we'll see what happens with. I don't know how many more we have left to go.
Hello, Thought Cops.
I know who this is.
Uncle Leo!
Indeed, it is I, Leo the Incredible, gracing your voicemail once again. This time for a very important episode, number 300, and it marks the return of you boys after a month or two absence. I hope everyone's buckled up for the newest season of Thought Cops.
It's the same season.
And prepared to have your mind blown going down the road. Gentlemen, it's wonderful to have you back, and it's wonderful to be back. We'll catch you on the flip-flop.
Speaking of training, I feel like he's been training his voice. That sounded amazing.
Yeah.
He sounded like the movie trailer guy.
Well, he also, I don't know if that was, he left that with his phone, I think, because there's a phone number down here. But, yeah, I don't, he has a microphone set up and everything, and I think that he can send us very high quality voicemails. He just chooses not to, which is fine.
He didn't think it was worth his time. That's fine. It's okay. But yeah, that was an excellent promo. That should be like cut into the trailers for if podcasts had trailers, that would be cut into that.
Right.
You know? In a world. Leo, leave us a voicemail where you just say like in a world, and then
do like up. Leave or like just continue, just go in a world where blah blah blah, like do this summer. Yeah. So do that for us, please. In the meantime, while you're doing that, here's the next one.
Hey, Thought Cops, it's Katie Shane, also known as Depeche Mode 7.
Hello.
So I was all ready to call in and talk about Threads because I feel like that's the most significant thing to happen during y'all's hiatus, but I realized that a much bigger event happened, and that's the Tears of the Kingdom release.
Yeah.
So naturally, I want to talk about Super Mario Odyssey. Since Tears of the Kingdom was so good, I think we should vacate Breath of the Wild's 2017 Game of the Year and give it to Mario Odyssey instead.
I always thought it was better.
There's 100 reasons why that's the case, but I'll just talk about the music. So at one point, I told my wife that... Oh, fuck, hold on. Sorry, I'll call back.
Oh boy, he's having some issues.
So he left another voicemail. So
hopefully the next one is that.
Hey, Thought it's Katie Shane. I had to abort my prior voicemail because my wife lost her house keys and I had to go let her in. I think I was in the middle of talking about Super Mario Odyssey, which...
She could wait. Couldn't she wait?
Now I realize it doesn't have a whole lot to do with your podcast, so I'll ask a question instead. It's episode 300. If you could only make 300 social media posts for the rest of your life, how would that change your online behavior? Just as a little hint, I think you should save the last one for like a break glass in case of emergency, promote a GoFundMe or something. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, KT Shane, who we met in person at the Mega 64 show recently.
Oh, yeah.
It was nice.
Dude, I'll never forget, like, Kevin was like, KT Shane's supposed to be here. I was, like, out looking for him, but I don't know what he looks like. And I, like, went to his Twitter, and I was like, this is what he looks like. And he was like, yeah, I don't know how we're going to find that guy. And then he just, like, walked in through the door, and I was like, that's him.
Looked like every other guy there. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I only had 300 social media posts, like, that would be kind of a blessing in a way. I'd be like, okay. I might not even use them all.
What counts as a post, though? Because if we're talking just like tweets or whatever, it's like, sure, I'll burn through those immediately and then never have to do it again.
My penis horts, who playing with a worm. There's two off the bat right there.
Yeah. But if it was like TikTok videos or like something where you have to put a little more effort into it, not that people shit out TikTok videos, but like, like the higher quality type content. It's like if I only had 300, I would just make a bunch of weird surrealist videos, and then call it a day. Just like, this is my body of work. Make some weird videos, throw it out there, or do articles or do something, make it count,
Yeah.
That's why I'm doing the fucking Substack shit, is so that I can like write some shit that's not just like shitting out a tweet and then calling it a day, like putting some thought and effort into a whole thing and having a thing. And then it's just like, if I die, at least I've created these things. It's at least something. It's more than just like, oh, he's dead. Scroll his Twitter feed. Who cares?
Yeah.
I've at least put forth a viewpoint, an opinion. I've created something.
Yeah. Posting about Family Guy for about a month or two. That's what he'll be remembered for.
He was the greatest Family Guy poster of all time. Yeah, it would be something that's like an actual creative pursuit and not just like a smarmy retort. Like, we're all wasting our time with the smarmy retorts all the time.
Quote retweeting a bunch of like checkmark Republican guys and being like, how could you do that? That's how I'm going to spend the rest of my life.
That's been a problem with signing up for like Blue Sky and Threads, and it's like, oh, cool, less racist Twitter. But the problem is, I got on there and I'm like, I don't really want to say anything. I don't have anything to say.
It's kind of like, that's the thing. It shines a spotlight on like how useless this just all kind of is to begin with, at least, or it's kind of become that way. Or feels that way now. Maybe we're just older. I don't know. But also like kind of shining a spotlight on how like lame everybody else is in a little bit of a way.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, well, yeah, I mean, I'm glad that all those other freaks are not here, but it's almost like, this is this, I don't know. Kind of made me feel lonely. I'm like, I feel like alone. Like when I'm on Blue Sky, I'm like, man, everything's kind of lame.
Yeah. Everything sucks.
Yeah.
Speaking of everything sucks, here's the next voicemail.
Hey guys. I'm so happy you're back.
Hello.
Happy 300. If you were the cops who came to my car wreck, I would have been A-okay, but you weren't. I forgive y'all.
Sorry that happened.
Please figure out who I am based off of only my wishes. Have a great week.
I think I know who it is, but I don't want to say it if I'm wrong.
I also have an idea for who I think it is, but I also don't want to. I don't want to just like throw people's names out there and just...
So I'm just going to say it, and if I'm wrong, we'll just edit it later. We'll beep it out, or we'll just change what I'm saying, whatever, to the correct answer. I think it's Shadow Forks. Because he posted about getting in a car accident recently.
Well, sorry to hear.
And then he left a voicemail saying he got in a car accident. Listen, a lot of people get in car accidents, so like that is my only basis for that. It's kind of hard to tell because like he's leaving a voicemail before he called in like on a microphone, so it sounds different. I can't place the exact voice. Like even Slime, it took me like a little bit to like, oh right, yeah,
right. I think you're right.
If I'm wrong, well, who did you think it was?
I don't want to say because I kind of forgot his name. So
okay.
I don't want to be embarrassed. But because I was hoping you would, but I think
can you describe him?
No, because that's even more embarrassing.
Okay.
But I think that you're right. Anyway, thanks for the voicemail.
Glad you're okay.
Glad you're okay. Here's the next one.
Hey boys, very happy to see you guys are back from hiatus.
Oh,
this is a call from your favorite, let's say favorite webcomic artist.
Oh, wow. I know this voice.
You guys
certainly
know,
one of them.
As good as anybody, there's been a lot of bullshit going on with these social media apps, right? Twitter is down the fucking toilet.
Yeah.
Instagram's got its own issues, and then we get all these Twitter clones that kind of suck in their own regard. So my question for you, as denizens of the internet, is what is your app idea? I don't think we need any more Twitter clones. I think we need a new social media. But I was curious if you guys are sitting on any $1 billion ideas for a new app.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway, love you boys. Congrats on the return. Excited to watch the episode. Bye-bye.
Who do you think that was? Because I think I know who it was.
That was our good friend, Zach YOLO Swag.
Yes, exactly what I was going to say. I think, God, I don't know if we don't need any more apps. I mean, like, first of all, like, we don't need any more. So if I were to pitch one, I don't even know what I would say because, I don't know. The next big app, Grant, what's it going to be?
Shit, I don't know.
It'll kind of put us on the spot here. Kind of making us sweat, but that's okay.
Yeah, this is one of those things. This is how people become billionaires. It
happened right here,
like,
man.
Hey, Grant, come up with $1 billion idea. I can't do that.
I would say, okay, so we got TikTok with the videos, Twitter with the words. What if there was like, I don't know, like, you could, like, it's like TikTok, but you could make little games people could play, and you scroll through the feed and everybody has like these mini games, like flash games or different kind of like little experiences, and you just scroll through and someone makes like a little, like a get through the maze or solve the puzzle, and you kind of like everybody has these little tests and trials and tribulations that you can do this interactive thing with, and just scroll through and like you pick which ones you want to do. You get points, you can spend real money in the store to buy very expensive skins.
That sounds terrible, but I think maybe a better idea.
Okay,
and
let's hear it.
This might have helped me a long time ago. When I was
.org.
Yeah, a website where you can get an uncertified therapist. No, like when I was writing music, especially in college, I was playing music. And this is going to be like a roundabout, like this is not a fully developed idea because I haven't had time to develop the idea, but I was playing a lot of music. I was writing a lot of music in college. And the one thing about playing music is that it's hard to find other people that play music, right? You know, it's like finding single moms in your area. You're just like, where are all the hot single moms in my area?
It says they're everywhere.
Somebody should create an app for that, and nobody has yet. But like, so what you want to do is if you find someone online that can like play a part or something like that, you want to send them files, right? But like, there are a number of different issues with a couple of those things, right? Like not everybody has the same software, or you're sending like these giant files back and forth sort of thing. You have to like line things up sometimes, and sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's not so easy. It's hard getting people all on track, all on board with like, let's say I write the song and I want you to play like bass on it or something like that, and I can't find like a bass player and whatever, and so you you like send a song to someone, like having an app where you can do that. Because again, there's programs that exist. There's DAWs and whatever. There's that type of stuff. But things where it was just like a seamless, like just all on the same platform. You just like send someone a file and it like I'm basically reinventing a DAW, but the one that like sends back and forth information better, I guess. Like,
and we're sure this doesn't exist already.
It exists, but it's hard to do. Like it's more like you're emailing files back and forth sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, I think that there's just like an ease of access sort of thing that like maybe this wouldn't produce like professional sounding quality shit, but I mean even like there's interfaces that you can like plug into your phone now sort of thing. So it's not as though like people already have DAWs on their phone, but just something.
What does DAW stand for?
Digital audio workstation. So like Reaper right now is like a DAW, but it's like I'll have Reaper and then someone else will have Ableton and then someone else might have like Pro Tools and whatever, and you can like send people shit back and forth and whatever, but just something where it's just like, oh, we're like creating something on the fly. I want to send you this. Can you send it back real quick? Like more of an ease of access thing than like, oh, let me go through all the hassle to like compile these tracks and send them to you. It's just like, you open up the app and it's just, there's the song and you just like plug something in, you play it real fast and then you send it back and it's just there, you know? This like anybody that knows anything about audio is going to be, oh, you're fucking stupid. You're just recreating something that exists. And it's like, yeah, what do you think every app is? What do you think Twitter is? That's just texting, but on the internet. Like, sorry.
Yeah.
Fuck you. No. Okay. Next voicemail.
Yes.
Hey, Thought Cops. This is Garfield from the Daily Garfcast.
Hello.
The popular Twitter account with over 4,000 followers. I just want to say congratulations on hitting 300 episodes.
Thanks, Garfield.
Thanks, Garfield.
And now back to my lasagna.
All right.
Burp.
That is what Garfield sounds like, so I have no reason to believe that wasn't him.
Also the kind of thing he would say. This is amazing, man. I expected to hear like some familiar voices, but I never thought we'd hear from like Peter Griffin and Garfield.
It's our 300th episode, and all my friends are here. Bring it in, guys.
Bring them all in, guys. Every character from every movie,
that'd be a good
TV, video game universe.
If we did more like individual thumbnail, which I guess we do, but we don't like have artists doing individual thumbnails. But that'd be cool a good one.
If anyone wants to do that,
you,
for
me,
us.
Peter Griffin, Garfield, whoever, everybody in a big.
Bring it in, folks.
Everyone bringing it in.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to do that for free.
Yeah.
I don't have any money right now. I'm barely scraping by. Here's the next voicemail.
Hey, Thought Cops, it's Jim from Drink a Beer, Play a Game. Can you guys come back already? It's really hard to mooch guests off your show when you're not putting out content.
Oh, that's fucked.
So, yeah, get on that.
Just hit up Ken Bone for a second time.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to continue.
Yeah, Ken Bone. Yeah, that's a good point, Jim. I never even realized that. But now that you mention it, yeah, you've been stealing our thunder a little bit. I went on the show, and I'm on this show, and then I went on that one. You went on that show.
That's 2 so far. 3, actually.
Mark Roebuck.
Oh, yeah.
Ken Bone.
Really just the game. It is a game podcast, so...
And who better than Ken Bone, right? I guess when I think of video games, I'm thinking Ken.
I stopped drinking, so I can't go on your podcast anymore. What do you want me to talk about sobriety? That sucks.
I feel like almost every time I go on that show, I'm like fighting off a cold or something, and I'm taking like Dayquil, and it's like I can't drink, guys. Sorry. The last time I was on there, I did have a big blue can of Foster's I was drinking, but normally it's like every other time I'm like, sorry guys, can't be doing that.
I think a problem of mine is that every time I would like go on their show, I would always be fighting the urge not to do another episode where I'm like, I'm taking a break from alcohol, because I feel like I did that 1 or 2 times. And then it's like, let me just like go through the fridge, or let me go to the store and buy a beer.
I'm going to dump it out.
Yeah. So let me at least find something interesting. I can talk about it. We'll do a shot of Malort for this show, whatever. We'll talk about Malort, we'll find something, right? But I think the problem was like, if every time I'm calling into your show saying like, yeah, I'm just taking a break from alcohol, when it's always I'm taking a break from alcohol, it's like, oh, that's like a problem. I need to stop drinking alcohol. Like when I always feel like I need a break from it, that's like, oh, well, maybe I need like a permanent break from it. So I've been basically permanently breaking from it. I've had a couple
broken
drinks,
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, since I'm not, I don't like, I try not to be puristy about that type of shit, you know, because it comes from, I feel like it comes from a place of like the puristry-ness of me like the all or nothing sort of thing.
Yeah.
Is like anytime you tell yourself like all or nothing and then you fuck up, you go, oh, I guess it's all. I guess it's all.
Yeah.
I guess it's all, huh?
Yeah.
And that's a problem. And so even though it is like a nothing, if I fuck up the nothing, I just go back to nothing, you know, and I try and have like a 1 drink limit. Or I had 2 drinks on my birthday, went to Mexico on an all-inclusive vacation, drank the whole time there.
It's all-inclusive,
because we fucking paid a lot of money for it. So it's like,
yeah.
But since then, it's like, if I'm out, I'll 1 beer max, and then the rest of the time, it's just like, just don't do it. And once in a fucking while. I just don't want it anymore. I don't.
Who
need
needs
it.
alcohol when you can talk about Gino from Super Mario RPG for 90 minutes?
Honestly, yeah.
Really?
Who needs alcohol?
If anyone struggling with addiction out there needed to hear that, there you go.
Who needs alcohol when you have crocodile? You know what I'm saying? Speaking of that, next voicemail.
Hey, Club Cops, it's Spaghetti. I don't know if you guys have recorded
Spaghetti again,
200 yet or not, but I just wanted to say congratulations, and you guys are cool.
Thank you again.
And I would love.
This isn't the same voicemail, is it?
Cold Dr. Pepper with you guys.
Oh my God,
it's the same one. Okay, well that's we'll leave that in there. So we got to the end, I guess. Yeah.
Well, are we sure I didn't miss any? Because I feel like it was out of order. It
was out of order, but I think that was.
What's the next one?
Hey, this is Wick.
Okay, we got Zwick again. I guess that was all of them.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck happened, because like here's what I did. You see all the files right here. I highlighted all of them, and then I hit like open, starting with spaghettis. But then it did it like out of order from then. Is that the order that it did it in? Oh, you know what it was? It started with this bottom one, because that's the first one that I opened, because that was the oldest one. And then it jumped up to Zwick, and then it went in order from there. So that's why KT Shane's first voicemail that was down here and played before the other one, which I got before we aired it.
I see.
Yeah, so it was just in reverse order, except for spaghettis.
Are you sure we didn't miss a call from like Homer Simpson or anything like that?
No, Homer forgot to call us.
That kind of sucks.
So that's
Peter Griffin's fine, I guess, but.
And what do you know? Oh, it's going to be a shorter episode. And now it's an hour and a half. It's a normal episode.
The perfect length for a podcast, in my opinion. 90 minutes or a little over 90. We'll see what the editing looks like. But thank you guys so much for listening.
Yes.
Thank you for being patient. Or if you weren't patient and you're just like, oh, I guess there's a new episode I can listen to. I haven't thought about these guys in 3 months, but I guess I could check this out.
Oh, it's still charging my card. When we met KT Shane, we sort of talked about that at the Mega 64 show. I was like, yeah, it's been like 3 months, and like I feel bad we haven't put out an episode in a while, in like 3 months. And every time the Patreon comes back up, we're like, oh, we should start soon, and then we don't, and then the Patreon comes back up and it's like, we should really start soon. And he was like, yeah, but honestly, that's kind of like what the Patreon is for, is like, I'm not giving you guys money for like the product. Like, I'm giving you money to support you and the endeavors and stuff like that. So,
the arts.
We appreciate you supporting our arts, because it helps us get by monetarily and mentally and all of those things. It does help us stay on track. And honestly, again, so like we're talking about like rebuilding the show. We want to get more different, diverse types of guests on. We want to do more with it. We want to grow it more. We want to do more clips. We want to do more just of everything. And so this allows us to do that. So
patreon.com/thoughtcops. And also, if that inspired you guys to give us a call, leave us a voicemail. Our number is 312-788-7361. Or you can always send an AI Peter Griffin voice to thoughtcopspodcast@gmail.com. Or just, like Grant was saying, just shoot us an email. The old-fashioned way. Hey, Thought Cops, what's your favorite color? Signed, Little Jake from Kentucky. Something like that, you know?
Written in crayon. Yeah. The letter R is backwards.
Yeah. At what age do kids stop like doing that when they realize?
Do kids ever really do that?
No.
Although I do, you know how like your parents save things or whatever, like, oh, this is your kindergarten school book, and you're just like, why would you say it? Throw it out.
Yeah,
that's not
so cringe. I don't want to read this.
I remember that there was something that I wrote completely backwards on an assignment, like the letters were backwards, and also I wrote it like right to left. And part of me was like when I saw that, I was like, was I either really stupid or was I like so smart that I was like, yeah, this would be really funny.
There's no way that was a mistake. I think like you probably did that.
I think kids have their own like weird logic,
subvert some sort of societal expectations for letters.
Dude, this is why I'm so unhappy.
Yeah,
is because my brain just like functions wrong, and then people are like, hey man, why are you being so quiet? And I'm just like, yeah, no, I can't say hello to this person. I have to do I have to do a joke. I have to do I have to wear my clothes backward. Like, why am I like this? And then you're like, oh yeah, because of these papers that I found from when I was 5 years old and I was writing backwards to, misconstrue societal norms of, you're not going to teach me how to write. And this is why I'm unhappy.
Well, this is a good thing your parents kept that. Now doctors can study that, give that to them and could really help people.
Like, I do think that I might be a little bit dyslexic. I've never gotten tested for it, but there, like when you talk to people that have dyslexia and they describe it and you're like, oh, I do the same thing, but I've never gotten tested for it. And I do wonder if that's like, maybe the signs were there. I don't know.
Could be. On that note, I can't thank you guys enough for listening to this episode because it's so glad to be back. We're going to be doing more. Let us know. Like I said, reach out to us, join the Discord. Link is in the episode description down below. And, if there's any guests you want to see on the show, let us know. Any segments, anything you want us to talk about. People do that in the Discord all the time. Are you guys going to talk about the fucking submarine? Or
maybe not. I don't know.
So let us know.
Maybe it'll be a completely different take on it because, like, so many takes on that, right?
Too many.
So much was just like, is it good or is it bad? And it's like, I don't care. I don't care. We shouldn't care about is it good or is it bad. We should, you can have an opinion, but just don't say it because it doesn't matter. Talk around things, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to address anything directly head on, apply directly to the forehead anymore. I'm going to talk around things and you're just going to sort of understand.
Yeah. Just put out like an essay, like what the submarine had everything to do with the Chris Rock slap.
Honestly, maybe that'll be the next one. Yeah. Maybe that'll be the next one. We'll see.
All right, guys. Now we're ending it for real. Thank you again so much.
Yes.
And we'll see you.
I didn't miss it.
I was like, I forgot how I ended the show. I'm like, oh my God, I saw the gun.
You reached for the gun.
See you on the other side.
See you, Space Cop.